Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
Sam.
And today we're having a look at the Teeling Blackpitts.
Alright, it is good to be finally back. We're planning on posting this episode like tonight. So like when you see it, it'll be like the same day as we've recorded it from. So yeah, finally out of lockdown, back the old setup. We're doing Teeling Blackpitts. We're a big fan of Teeling whiskey in general, just because they do cool stuff.
And peat, we're a fan of.
And we're a fan of peat. We're a fan of peat, which is why this is special. They're using peated single. It's a peated single malt, and the inspiration for this whiskey was it was their 24-year-old winner of the world's best whiskey from 2019. And I think they used the same types of casks in that as they did in this, which is 1/3 of it was Sauternes white wine barrels, and then bourbon, toasted bourbon was it? Yeah, toasted bourbon casks. Mm-hmm. So it's 46%, as is all Teeling.
Yep.
But I'm interested in this because you don't see a whole lot of peated Irish whiskies, really.
I only know one other.
Connemara. Yeah, I'm sure there's more, but like I haven't
that
seen
we can
any
access.
other. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's nice.
It's not overly peated.
No. It's like a fresh peat. It's like it's missing a lot of those like weird barbecue medicinal notes.
Yeah.
But there's definitely peat there. But it's nothing like you would associate with like an Isla or anything like that.
No.
Not even a Kalila or something. Super fruity. It's getting like lifesavers. Kind of like fruity.
It's very
candy.
bright as well on the nose.
Yeah. Doesn't smell young though.
No.
Now they named it Blackpitts because it's the area behind the distillery. It's like it's known as, or it was formerly known as that. And I think
the Blackpitts.
Yeah, I know. It must have.
What happened?
Fantastic area to live. But yeah, so which it makes sense because like the name is, you know, it's local to them, and it, you know, it's kind of synonymous with, you know, smoke and char and stuff. So it makes sense.
And the bottles all black.
Bottles
nice
are black.
Yeah,
Looks cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I wish they were all the same
height.
Just
or
height,
shape.
like because they're all generally the same shape-ish.
Get out of the way,
but you know,
yeah.
no, whatever.
And the other ones, it's
Just
a lot
so
smaller.
for our brain, so it looks better on the shelf. Definitely
We
light
can have
peat.
OCD.
Light peat, heaps of fruits. Not really getting much of the malt, kind of like.
I'm getting a little bit of malt.
I'm getting malt, but not in the funky mulchy.
No, mulchy.
No, mulchy. You know how I get like
Yeah,
that?
every time we say this.
Yeah, no, you're like mulchy. Yes, mulchy. It's like a wet hay. I'm not really getting that in the nose with this one.
I'm getting like earth as well. The earthy nut.
Oh, the flavor's even better. I like that. It's like salted, super fruity, like sherry-ish fruits, but like brighter. So maybe it's a white wine impact. It's like more kind of brighter fruits, like apples and pears and grapes, but like still really kind of overly ripe.
It's reminding me of a watered down Abalur.
Yeah, but with like a little bit of peat sprinkled,
obviously,
with peat and salt like sprinkled in the back as well. I like that.
This has the nose of was it the Talisker? The distillers.
The distillers, yeah, a little bit.
That those really
I reckon it tastes
salty caramel.
Yeah. The nose is smelling less peaty to me now and just more warm and buttery.
I still get that little bit of peat, but
Getting more just a little bit of sea salt. Less peat on the nose. The peat comes through a bit more on the palate.
I'm getting more dark fruits on the nose now. After the
I
first
love the palate. That's really cool. It's different. Like I can be like, oh yeah, it's a little bit like all these other things that I've definitely had before, but like put together, it's like quite a unique kind of experience. I would say it's like kind of actually close to the Talisker Distillers Edition.
For me, this hits more along the lines of peat than Connemara did. The Connemara was a bit fresh, green. The smoke was very, I think it's hidden up there. The smoke was very fresh and green, and wasn't really, as I consider, smoky. Whereas this is more along the lines of like a Scotch.
Getting a glass. To compare, because we're talking about
Yeah.
the only two peated Irishes we have to
Can even
reference. Yeah, so we might as well. I don't know. I remember. Well, no, look, we can get other Connemara's, so there's more than just this one Connemara. I think this is the lowest rung on that. But yes, brand-wise, I think these are the only two that I've really seen.
Ignore my stomach at the beginning of it. Yeah, it's just more fresh, more bright, a bit greener on the nose.
Ooh, it's way sweeter as well. Like that smells like honeysuckle.
This is more fruity, rich,
I'm getting
dark.
more salt and peat on this, but more light fruits. This is like more buttery. This is more typical Irish on the smell for me. It also has a little bit of that metallic ethanol on the nose, whereas this doesn't.
Let me taste that.
Jesus, that's so much sweeter. The peat is a more typical peat, but it's more toned down.
It's like green peat. It's like
it's a bit simple.
Yeah.
It's like typical peat, but it's like quite tame, but it's also just surrounded in this thick syrup, like this thick sugary syrup.
Very bright as well.
It's just a bit simplistic to me. This has got like a lot of cool notes.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the price point is the same, roughly.
This is pretty sweet as well.
It's sweet, but it's got a lot more rich, dark, intense.
Yeah, it's just more interesting.
Is this new? I have never seen this before.
It's still really sweet, but it's just better. I think it's new-ish.
Yeah.
I believe. It's just really sweet, malty, buttery, but like simplistic and ethanol-y.
It doesn't remind me of Teeling though. That's the only thing that's kind of disappointing.
Oh, I don't really mind.
Because I love Teeling.
Yeah,
the base product itself is amazing.
They are very good, but they even then themselves don't taste like typical, Jam. If Jameson's your kind of reference point for all Irish whiskey, it doesn't really taste like that either. So it's weird, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is a damn good release. Another damn good release from Teeling. I'd recommend picking it up. It was $100 locally. You can get it online for like $85, I believe. Everywhere else, no clue. But if it's 100 or less here, then it's pretty decent value, especially for something cool like with white wine, casks, and peat and stuff like that. Yeah, 46%. And I will say the 46% does
help.
It does help. Yeah. It like makes. I think it tastes actually hotter than 46, but it definitely benefits from having just that little bit of a step up. Yeah. Just flavors are just a bit more condensed. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think this one's definitely worth picking up if you're into either Irish or peat. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this episode of Everything Whiskey. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking with us through bloody quarantine. It was not enjoyable for anyone, but yeah, good to be back now. Hopefully it stays that way again. But yeah, if you liked it, leave us a like and see future episodes from us. Consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.